You're tuned in to the Crew Podcast and Media Network, where voices rise, stories shine, and purpose meets the world.
Welcome to the Crew. Come on in. This is where it starts. We are the change. We are the change. Right here in our heart. Welcome home, welcome through. There's a place for you. The Crew around the world, lifting every voice too. We make space for the voiceless, hope for the undeserved. Real talk, real stories. Every voice deserves to be heard. Streaming live, we on the move. Facebook, Twitch, Kick, YouTube. From the mic to the nations, we build transformation. Change begins with us. Faith, purpose, power, trust. Seen around the world tonight. The Crew shining bright. Come on in and this is where it starts. We are the change. We are the change. Right here in. She's got a story written deep within her soul. Pages full of battles only heaven knows. Through the pain, through the pressure, through the tears she had to cry, she found strength in the valley and lifted her eyes. South Carolina roots, but her voice travels wide, calling dreamers forward, telling fear to step aside. With every word she speaks, somebody learns to stand, cause she knows what it means to be held in God's hand. R&B.
Good evening and welcome to Believe in the Journey podcast, where I am your host, Triveda Harris. And tonight I have a very, very special guest with me. And when I tell you, I met her a few years ago on her podcast, and it was called The Remedy with Natasha. And from that meeting, we have developed not only a business relationship, but a sisterhood. So she has become my sister. And she is a 4-time published author, an event planner, a caregiver, a chronic illness advocate, and a recent kidney transplant recipient. She also has just recently started a new career path, and I'll let her talk to you guys about that. But my guest tonight is my sister, my friend, Miss Natasha Williams. So I'm going to bring her up in just a minute, but we can't do anything without going to God in prayer first. So let's do that. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for bringing me and all of those who are tuning in tonight in front of you. Thank you for the space and opportunity that you give us each and every time. Let the words of my mouth fall upon the ears that need to hear. And let those who are trying to seek you but don't know how, let us be able to be a vessel that leads them directly to you. Because some people don't know how to reach you on their own. But if we can be those vessels that they need to be, that extending olive branch that gets them closer to you so that they can learn how to walk on their own, let us be just that. In your precious and holy name, Jesus, we pray. Amen. All right. Welcome, Natasha, to the show. Hey, girl.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing just great. It is good to see you.
You too. It's been about what, a week?
Yeah, yeah, because we celebrated your birthday doing the virtual escape room, which was very, very interesting and a lot of fun, to say
Yeah.
the least. So, I want to start out with asking, how has it been since receiving your transplant? How has the newfound journey been since getting your new kidney?
Um, it's been good. It still has its little ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, good. definitely different.
Yeah.
It's like not having to wake up and say like, "Oh, I got to get on the machine or I got to do treatment." I can just get up and basically kind of like enjoy my day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like the crazy thing is being a normal person, you pee, right?
Yeah.
So, like, my biggest dream was when I got my transplant is to hear myself pee again.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, just going to the bathroom, like, almost every hour, it seems like, or couple of hours, it's like different. Trying to get used to it.
Yeah.
Haven't got used to it yet, but it's different, so, but it's been good overall. Um,
You got a new norm that you got to get used to.
definitely a new norm. A lot of people think that getting a kidney transplant is a cure when it's
Mhm.
really just a treatment.
Yeah.
So it's like not that no, I don't have to get on a machine anymore. I can just, live my life however, but I still have restrictions
Mm-hmm.
to certain things. So, but it's definitely different. Definitely take a lot more medication than
Mm-hmm.
when I didn't have a new kidney. So that's something new, but it becomes part of your daily routine. So
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of things you got to get used to and, you know, remember.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the new norm, anytime, number one, whenever you're dealing with a life altering and life changing thing that
Mhm.
is not what we were considered being born with, and
Right.
you're learning all over again, it's like, who is this old person and who is this new person, is basically like they're meshing worlds together. So
Mhm.
you're learning and forgetting old pieces and putting new pieces in the old places. And it's like, okay, wait, that don't even fit no more. So I got to take that out, put this over here because this now belongs over here. This does.
Exactly.
So it's like you're playing a weird game of Jenga, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and then it's like being on dialysis for 8 years, you have a fluid restriction and you
Mhm.
only allow like 32 ounces a day, which is
Okay.
barely nothing. So now I
Yeah.
have to learn and reteach myself to drink so much water
Okay.
because, just taking in a lot of water is kind of like, oh snap, I got to drink my water. I got to, time it out throughout the day. And that's something different too. So,
Hmm.
like you said, just adjusting to a new norm. That's it.
Well, listen, I am grateful. When you text me, I think I was in the car, and I know Dion was probably looking at me like I was crazy, like, what is wrong? And I was like, my girl just got some news that she got her new kidney and she is on her way to go and get it. Like,
Right.
leave me alone. Let me have my moments. You ain't got to understand it. But you driving anyway. Focus on the road. Let me celebrate over here. So,
Right.
I was excited like I was getting a new one.
Yeah, you were about other people.
Yeah,
I
so it
was. I was in shock. It's like,
yeah,
what?
because when I seen your video, I was like, she like, y'all, it's just so, and I'm like, she in shock. She don't know what to.
Cause, and then the way it happened, we had just got through seeing Toy Story 5. We was at the theaters seeing Toy
Okay.
Story 5 and we was going into the next theater to just watch the next movie because we watch two movies usually.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother, he's on his phone and he's like, did this number just call you? And I'm like, what? Like, because nobody calls him. So I looked at my phone because my phone is on silent. And I'm
Okay.
like, yeah, I see two missed calls and a voicemail. And they were like, they're calling me right now. And I'm like, okay. So I answered the phone. The lady was like, we got a kidney. If you can get here when you can, surgery's going to be in the morning. XYZ, right? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm the movie. was literally just about to start. And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." I'm like, "Girl, it's okay. I'll be
Right,
okay. I could watch the movie another time."
right.
So yeah.
Listen, I know it's like whenever you get some life changing news that is like that, you're trying to take it in, but you can't really take it in, and you're like, okay, did this really just happen, God? What you doing? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how am I supposed
Right. And then when I got the kidney, when I came out of surgery, it was kind of like, did I really get a kidney? Like, it was just like, I know I'm in a little pain. I know I can't move too much, but did I just really get a kidney? Like, I was just, yeah, shock. Shock kicked in.
Look,
Definitely.
forget the movie, kid, and here I come. Exactly. Because it's like, forget this movie. I get this popcorn. This movie will be back on repeat. It'll be on DVD. It'll be on Netflix. It'll be on something. I can
Right.
watch this movie at a later date. God got other plans, and we about to go do what God said to do right now. And that is the beautiful thing about God. He is going to move according to the plans and the purpose that He has for us. And sometimes we may be thinking that we're delayed in receiving, but there are so many things that we have to go through in order to get to where He's trying to take us. And sometimes we get angry with God, and God knows that we're going to get angry and we're going to ask Him certain questions. And we're going to be, because I know I be all up in God's business sometimes. I be just trying to ask questions and get context and stuff. And He just be putting me on hold, and I don't be liking to be on hold because I don't like the music that He play when I be on hold. But, I'm still gonna be up there asking them questions because I'm like, God, look, this ain't making sense with what you got me going through right now, you know.
Right.
Because me dealing with Kiari is one of those things. Like today, my face is literally swollen, my cheeks are red. I don't know what's going on, but I'm still here and I'm present because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. There's a greater purpose in all of this, but see, people will see me and think that there's absolutely nothing wrong with
Mm-hmm.
me. But the invisible illnesses are the things that people need to understand, that you don't physically look like there's something wrong with you. If
Right.
someone was to look at you, and that's the misconception that I think most people they think that you have to look a certain way to actually be sick. Does that make sense?
Yep. It definitely does. Because they be like, you sick? Nah, no way. Like, you look good. And I'm just like, I guess it's just, I'm like, I mean, what am I supposed to look like? Am I supposed
Right,
to be hooked up to, a hospital bed all the time? I don't know what the signs of looking sick is. I mean,
right.
I don't know.
Like I've never figured that one out because they're like, you don't look like you're sick. You don't look like you have all these things going on. And I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
And God forgive me because I say, well, you don't look stupid either, but I didn't know. Obviously, it does because this is what happens. And then they think that I'm being.
Uh-oh. But yes, we just gonna wait for Triveda to get back on. Right, exactly. Like, but if you only knew how I felt inside, like, there are many days where I'm just like, you just don't want to get out of the bed. Like, the littlest task, it's like hard to do, but people don't see that. So
Yet.
I just let them think whatever they want to think at the end of the day.
Look, and that's fine. Look, my Wi Fi went out, and I don't know what happened, but like I told you guys, I was going to come back in. So
Right.
I picked right back up where we left off. So we're going to do what we need to. I swear, I knew it was going to happen because this it just does whatever it wants to do. Yes, honey, the music, he be putting me on hold, and I don't like that whole music. God don't have he don't have real good hold music, and I don't like it, and he won't change it for me. And I think that's purpose. Oh, he does that on purpose because he knows if he put me on hold, I'm just gonna hang up. So and I'll come back another day and ask another
Mhm.
question that I can get an answer to right then. But you know, that's just me and God's relationship. He know how I'm gonna do. But other things, I know that you recently started a new career path. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is?
Okay, so basically, how I'm gonna tell you how I came up with trying to with going down this path was because I've always had this vision of, just talking to others, that um kind of go through the same thing I go through with chronic having a chronic illness. And
Mm-hmm.
like everything that I've ever done, my podcast and just anything I ever done was to talk to people in the chronic illness community. And
Yes.
this kind of has something to do too, like with my voice being heard, being an advocate and everything. But I decided earlier this year. Well, I'm not gonna say I started it earlier this year, but the idea came like sometime last year. But I became a certified life coach, dealing
Hey,
particularly with
congratulations.
having clients with chronic illness, or living with chronic illness. So that is my new life path. I do plan on advancing it and going for a social worker. That way I can have like the therapist uh
Yeah.
degree as well. So we'll see. Right now, like my one of my favorite quotes is go as far as you can see, then go further. So we're
Yeah.
gonna do the life coaching right now, and then once I get that down packed, then I'm gonna go further and get that degree. So we'll see. That's where if we're God
Congratulations.
leads me, then I get there. Thank you. But yeah, like I
I'm
feel
proud of
like
you.
thank you. I just feel like I can take my own experience and help those who may be feeling stuck or struggling
Yeah.
with something, because living with a chronic illness daily, is kind of hard. um Especially if you're not surrounded by others who go through the same thing you go through. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like I'm taking I'm taking my life coaching on a journey, dealing with clients that have chronic illness, and it's any type of chronic illness, because I feel like even though like it may be a different diagnosis, we still go through some similar stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and that's true. And that fits you perfectly because I feel like people who are in the in their fields have a passion for what they do. And when you have a passion for what you do, not
mhm,
only because you are living your living testimony by going through it, you have a different type of insight that resonates more with people. And when it resonates more with people, you can actually insert your personal experience with them, and people are more alike, are more relatable when they can feel like you're actually empathetic and compassionate because you too have experienced similar experiences, and that makes it more relatable. And it's a beautiful experience, it's a beautiful thing, and I know that you're going to do well with it.
thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
you're
I'm very
welcome.
Yeah, so I'll be accepting
Yeah.
clients soon. Once
Okay,
I get
okay,
everything, all my ducks in a row, then I'll be advertising. Just got a couple more things to do, and then I am on the
okay.
go.
Well, listen, it's always a, I want to say, it's a beautiful journey when you starting from scratch. Trust me, I know. When
Mhm.
I started Wings of Transformation, it was tough in the beginning, and now everything is slowly starting to run efficiently,
Mm-hmm.
more so than I ever imagined, because I what I saw and what God saw were two totally different things, child. They were not in the same aspect, but God has a way of placing people and providing the provisions that you need to see His plan come to life, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak. And so he didn't give you that vision, and he didn't give it to you without being able to provide you with the provisions and everything that you're going to need. And like I always say, what you've heard me say this from day one, he connects people and he connects our paths for the purpose in which he has for us. And from our very first meeting to where we are today, I didn't see that coming. I thought it was just, me doing your podcast, talking about my illness, Chiari malformation, bringing awareness to that, because it's still a rare condition that doesn't have a lot of awareness on it. People still don't quite know how to pronounce Chiari malformation, for one. And then people think that Chiari is a just a brain, just headaches. Most people think it's just headaches, which is
Mm-hmm.
not. Chiari literally affects the entire body because it's the brain, and
Right.
your brain works your entire body.
Right.
So when
Exactly.
people say it's like in your head, literally it is in my head, because that's what controls my body. And so it's not just the headaches, the vision disturbances, the heart palpitations, the vision disturbances, the issues with my voice, the um, numbness, the tingling in the hands and the feet. They may come at different times. The hot and cold, the temperature deregulation. And then it's hard right now for me because I'm also going through menopause. But these are also symptoms that come with Kiara. So I don't know half the time what I'm dealing with.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, what's going on here? Like, I don't know if this with my face right now, if it's Kiara related or if it's menopause. I don't know.
Right.
But it is one of those things. So it's like, okay, well, here we go. So I'm monitoring it. It's it's something. But people also think that having the decompression brain surgery is a cure. It's not. It's a
Treatment.
tool that's
Mm-hmm.
basically used to help to manage the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the pros and cons with that surgery is that it could actually help you, and it helps to alleviate some of the symptoms, but also it has the downside to increase some of the symptoms that you are already experiencing. Me, on the other hand, I have not been decompressed because I said God and I gonna ride this thing out together. And
Mm-hmm.
so far, since 2009, when I finally got the right diagnosis, now it took me having a stroke to be able to get the proper diagnosis. So I say it was a gift and a curse.
Right.
But in order to get the proper diagnosis, I had to have the stroke. So without it, I would have never known. But until God says, okay, listen, we've done all these other things, I think it's time for you to consider doing this surgery. Then, yeah, I still might have a couple questions before I say, okay, God, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this.
Mm-hmm.
But um, I just don't. I'm not comfortable with anybody cutting in my head. I'm not. I'm not comfortable with that. And
Right.
so far, God and I have been able to manage these symptoms very well. Um, Now, have I had some major setbacks? Absolutely.
Mhm.
2013, I lost the use of my left side again, and also got diagnosed with a seizure disorder called epilepsia partialis continuum, where I have localized seizures to the left side of my body from my face all the way down. And I lost my speech, and I had to regain all of that. And so, God, look here, what we doing? But He's helped me to regain all of those things. So it's like it's an invisible thing, and people don't know because I don't present as
Mhm.
if I have all of these things wrong with me. So for you to be advocating for people like ourselves, excuse me, I got the hiccups, who have these invisible conditions, chronic conditions, is a beautiful thing. And I'm grateful that God has chosen you to bring light to this, because also it's women of color. We don't always get the representation that we need, because a lot of times we are dismissed when we go to the doctors,
Mhm.
when we are dealing with things. And number one, oftentimes, especially if we go, they assume that we're seeking, narcotics. We're just
Narcotic
seeking the pain
drugs.
medications,
Mhm.
and we're not. We're seeking solutions to the pain that we're experiencing. We want help. We're not looking for you to accuse us of these things. We're looking for someone to actually hear us and understand us, so that we can actually feel better and
Mhm.
not be accused of something, of drug seeking, because
Right.
we're not seeking drugs. We're seeking assistance and help. And so when we can get the actual help, because we live in our bodies 24/7, we know when something is wrong. All
Right.
we're asking is for you to hear us and to know that what we're experiencing, how the normal body is supposed to work, because you've read a textbook,
Right.
does not signify that my body is operating the way that textbook is telling you that it should be working. And if we're going by a textbook definition, I'm telling you my body isn't operating that way. So therefore, I need you to hear me.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
what has been one of your most frustrating things on your journey while dealing with your chronic illness before you got your kidney transplant? What has been one of the frustrating things for you?
No one really understanding how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it feels like my body is fighting with itself. So one
Mm-hmm.
minute I can be so full of energy, I can, want to go out, I can do all the things. And then the next
Mm-hmm.
moment I feel sick, tired,
Yeah.
exhausted, frustrated, like, and
Yeah.
nobody understands like how you can switch like that. And
Yeah.
that's really frustrating because I can't explain it. It's something you have to actually experience because I don't know how
Yeah.
to explain it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't feel good, you know,
Yeah.
but and it's hard sometimes to just, like I was just saying earlier, to do just the simple task, and it's like, and that could be taking a shower. Like, sometimes it would be
Yeah.
so tiring just taking a shower, washing your
Yeah.
face, doing your oral care, like stuff like that is frustrating,
Yeah.
and people don't understand. So, it's kind of like, and then you get the people that say, like, well, my aunt or my uncle, my brother, my sister, they were on dialysis and, it's not that bad. I understand. And it's like, okay, I don't know
Yeah.
how they presented being on dialysis to you was, but everybody has their own experience. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, I had my ups and downs. I gained having anxiety being on dialysis. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's just I've been in total isolation where, not that I lost friends, but I distanced myself from a lot of people
Yeah.
because nobody around me really understands what I'm going through. So I just rather be in my own little world, singing my own little tune. So, and it was
Yeah.
no, it was no disrespect to anybody around me. It was just I felt like this was my comfort zone because I couldn't
Yeah.
get up and go out when I feel like it. And even if I did go out, the thoughts going through my mind while being out with somebody else, especially like not my mom and my brother, just being out
Yeah.
with friends at the time, my boyfriend, anybody, thoughts in my head would be like, okay, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to be an
Yeah.
embarrassment. I don't want to scare nobody. So it's like so many, thoughts that go through it. But,
Yeah.
so the frustrating part of it all is just, like I said, nobody really understands what you go through
Yeah.
dealing with a
And
chronic illness.
that is very, very true because you don't know. Like, you can get up in the morning with all of the energy in the world. At least your mind tells you you have that, but your
Mhm.
body is saying, "Girl, I don't know what you think you finna do
Not
because we
today.
not finna do none of that. Not even a little bit of what you think you finna do." And the crazy part is, for me, it was like my son said something to me a few years ago. My oldest son, Micah, he was like, "Mama, I don't know how you do everything that you do because you would go to work, come home, cook dinner, and then if they were in sports or whatever, I would take them to practice, or they would have a game or whatever, and I would do all of that and still, show up and do all this stuff." And I was like, "God, boy, that was God. That wasn't me. I was just doing everything I had to do."
Because sometimes you
And
don't have no choice but to do it. You
right. And
know.
I'm like, and I would get home and like when I was still working at the urgent care, like those were 12-hour shifts.
Mhm.
And literally getting up at 5 a.m. to get up, get dressed, it's like mentally I'm telling myself what I have to do. And I'm getting up, getting dressed, getting to work, getting up and down all day long, putting up patients' charts, interacting with patients and doing all of that, getting off, getting my son to and from work, and then getting home. Sometimes he would cook dinner, sometimes I would cook dinner, whatever. And then the instant I would sit in that recliner and like know that I'm home for the day, and
Mhm.
if I sat down for more than 10 minutes and tried to get up, the immense pain that I would feel
Mhm.
would be so overwhelming that it's like I was just moving fine
Right.
10 minutes ago.
The body just
Now
shut
I can
down.
barely move. Like, and it made no sense, and it's still like that. And so trying to explain that to somebody, it's like you don't understand just how mentally exhausting it is. You can see me, yes, I'm up and I'm down and I'm doing all of these things, but the instant I literally tell my body, "Okay, it's okay,
Mhm.
you can rest now," everything shuts down. It's like, okay, she ain't got nothing else to do. So
Right.
since I have nothing else to do, the body is like, okay, well, we on break. We ain't got nothing else to do. So you trying to get up to go to the bathroom? What you trying to do? Like, I'm trying not to pee on myself. That's what I'm trying not to
Right.
do. I'm trying to go to the bathroom. Like, you got to work with me, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, but we gonna go slow. So I don't care that you gotta go bad. You I mean, it's like, so it's funny, but it's not funny. But
Right.
you gotta laugh to keep from crying because it's like my body and my mind, they be in disagreement a lot. They not together, and so
Mhm.
when not together, you like, okay, well, when are y'all gonna get on the same page? Because I need y'all to get the memo together
Right. It's
because
like I said,
it's
your body is fighting with itself.
yes. It's like, come on, I need y'all in agreement for
Right.
us to get this done. Like y'all can't keep fighting one another. We got to work together to get all of this done.
Exactly.
And it's like okay. So overall, have you seen the growth in yourself when it comes to advocating for yourself during your journey from your first diagnosis um, to where you are currently?
Yes, I have. When I was first diagnosed, to even maybe a couple years ago, no, a few
Mm-hmm.
years ago actually. Um, I think I was in a state of depression. I guess
Mm-hmm.
you could say like active depression where you would
You
never know I
function
was
in depression?
depressed. Yeah. You
Yeah.
would never know I was depressed because,
You're
like
still showing up.
still trying to stay positive, still living life and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
like I was, you know, people that know me know I like to, I guess, not dress up, but I like to look nice when I go out and stuff like that. And I found
Yeah.
myself just throwing on leggings and a t-shirt with some slippers or some slides, I mean. And that was my everyday wardrobe unless I had to go out somewhere. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, and just, going through that, and I had to realize that um I had to, I guess you fake it till you make it type of thing mentality. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, Tasha, get dressed. Wherever you going, get dressed, or just put on
Mm-hmm.
something decent so you can feel good about yourself, right? Um,
Yeah.
and then like throughout the years, um, when I got diagnosed, I was also depressed because I felt like at the age I was, I didn't accomplish anything.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Okay. Hey, Tasha, they saying they can't hear you. I don't know. I just text you. They can only hear me. I don't know what's going on. Um, but basically, log out real quick and come back in and see if that helps. But basically, she was saying that she felt like she did not have everything that she needed at the age that she was when she got diagnosed. And that oftentimes makes one believe that we're behind the curve when God is taking us through some things. And one thing that I've learned over my own journey is that we can never place a timetable on what God is going to do in our lives. And God is God all by himself. That's why I always say stay out of God's business. Stop placing timetables on what you plan to do in your life, because God knows when and where he's going to make things happen for your life. And stop placing limitations on yourself. So I'm
Can
gonna
you hear
let
me
you
now?
finish. Yes, we can hear you now. We can see you too.
Okay.
Um, I had tried to give them a little summary of what you had said, where you were basically feeling like you had not yet accomplished anything because you had not gotten your degree. And I was saying that we have to stop thinking that because we don't have certain things by a certain age that we have not yet accomplished anything. God is intentional about his business and about his children and
Hmm.
everything. And whenever we start thinking we are not where we're supposed to be because of our age and because of our circumstances, God isn't finished. He's still building us, and he's
Hmm.
still using our circumstances to show us that we're not finished yet. We still have to build our toolbox. We still have to build in certain areas and in certain places for us to become the individuals that he's creating us to be. And so your timeline that you felt you were not there yet was not God's plan. Because if you look at where you are, yeah, you had 3 books, but you still felt like you hadn't accomplished anything. God was
Hmm.
still building you. He's still building you. He's still
Hmm.
doing what he's calling you to do. Us connecting was part of his plan. And we've done 2 books together, and everything was still being prepared. We were still going through all of the things that he needed for you to go through, for me to go through, for us to meet, for this path to happen. You had to go through what you had to go through so that you can share some things with me. I had to go through what I had to go through for me to even start the publishing business so that we can even be in this spot, in this space. And so the thing that I've had to learn is all of the things that I had, like, I took a doggone public speaking class. I had absolutely no idea what the purpose of that class was because I was in school for medical office administration. God, what does this have to do with medical office administration?
Hmm.
Plan for it. And so
Yeah.
he was connecting and giving me pieces to put in my toolbox for future use. And so that's the thing. So continue where you were with answering that question, and I'm gonna get out of the way because you know me.
No, you're fine because it's true. God isn't done with me yet. And I feel that I've been dealing with chronic illness since the age of 12. So
Hmm.
8 years is nothing compared to going on 30 years being a type 1 diabetic as a preteen. So I
Hmm.
know that, you know, my purpose was being built throughout these whole years. And it
Hmm.
was, to put me in the position that I'm in now, because I've dealt with a lot of health issues a lot throughout this whole time. So I know that going through those health issues have put me in a position to become um, a certified life coach, dealing with
Hmm.
people with chronic illness because I've been through it. I know how it feels to
Yeah.
experience life, being a life coach. So being when I first got diagnosed and went on dialysis 8 years ago, well, actually nine, I went on dialysis 8 years ago, but I found out my diagnosis 8 years ago. Um, I know now that that has built me and, into the woman that I am now, and has given me purpose,
Mm-hmm.
um, finding, going through all the stuff that I've been through. So, I know that I'm more mature. I know that I've grown, just as a woman. I've grown a
Mm-hmm.
lot. I overstand a lot of things. It's given me, you know, a more positive outlook, being more optimistic about things. And I've learned not to question God in the way that, not saying like, why is this happening to me? It's more saying like, okay, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to experience? What am I gaining from what you're putting me through now? Because believe it or not, I'm going through another medical issue, but I'm not gonna say I'm not worried about it, but I know that it's something that I have to adjust to at the moment until, I figure out what's really going on and stuff like that. But, I just feel like throughout the years, it has definitely, I have definitely gained more wisdom
Mm-hmm.
and, resilience
Yeah.
into, you know, what I go through in my purpose in my life.
Yeah.
So not having the degree under my belt, I feel like when you look at it, like sometimes it's not needed. Sometimes it's just life experience is all that you need. And if I'm supposed to have a degree, if I'm meant to ever get a degree, then I'll get it. If not, I'm okay. I'm happy with it. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one thing that I want anybody who's listening tonight to take away from this. It's great to have those accolades. It's wonderful to have them. But however, whatever God is calling you to do, that is your qualification. Know that God is not going to call you and not qualify you to do the job he's calling you to do, because
mhm,
God qualifies his called children to do his job that he's calling us to do. I don't celebrate myself in many of the accomplishments that I have.
mhm,
And I get fussed at so much from my children because I don't celebrate those accomplishments. And I'm slowly learning. I ain't got there yet. So, just bear with me. But one of the things that I do know, like I was saying, is that God places us in places and situations to build us into the people that He is calling us to be. There is a purpose assigned to each and every one of us. What we are passionate about is our purpose. And when you start to follow that purpose and that passion, you don't end up working. You are following what God is calling you to do. And it begins to be something so beautiful. And you stop putting timelines on God's plans. And you
right,
start to look at life through the eyes of what God has wanted you to see. He's going to give you everything that you've been praying and asking Him for. The problems with us sometimes is that we want God to answer our prayers the way that we envision Him answering them. God don't work for us. God don't work for us like that. He works
mhm,
according to the wills that He has for us. Not according, God, look here, I want a blue Toyota and I want it to be tricked out like that. God said, okay, that may be what you want, but I need you to get this Subaru over here because it's
right,
more reliable and such and such. That's how God works, because He sees what you
mhm,
need, not what you want. And that be the problem. So we reject God's answered prayers for us because they don't come designed the way that we envision them for us. So when you start praying and asking God for something, understand that God's gonna answer the prayers according to the wills that He has for us, and we gotta stop trying to be God. He don't need our help. He don't need nothing from us but to be obedient to what He's calling us to do. And when we get that down, I think we'll be better off in knowing and know His timing is always perfect. Like I was
Mhm.
sitting on my porch the other day and having a conversation with God, and it was basically, don't let anything or anybody come in your space and tell you that you've missed an assignment. God will give you everything that He is supposed to give you because it is assigned by Him, and it will be delivered to you in His time because His timing is always perfect. So know that and be okay. And that's just it. So
Mhm.
are your next plans for yourself, next steps, next goals, besides getting your life coaching business up and running and accepting new clients? Do you have any new book ideas that you're working on? And how can the people in contact with you?
That's funny. Everybody's like, when the next book coming out? Honestly, don't know. I honestly don't know. I just feel like I want to write another book, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't want it to be about my life. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but
No.
I don't want it to be about my life. I kind of want to do I don't know, some type of romantic fantasy type thing, like something out my comfort zone. So, um,
Okay.
I'm just kind of, yeah, I'm speaking it, so I know it will come into fruition and, existence. So,
Yeah.
but
You know,
that's
I
been the
yeah.
thought for a couple of years. So, right. So I'm just, yeah, that'll be my next, if anything, that'll be my next book. But just getting my life coaching business off the ground. I do plan on next year, plan on, purchasing a home, a house. I just recently moved out to the South Carolina area.
Yeah.
So, right. But so purchasing a home next year. Um, just hopefully, hopefully marriage is in my future somewhere. Definitely adopting. Um,
Okay.
definitely adopting. I do want to get back into foster to adopt. I think now I'll be more prepared to the expectations of doing that. Because believe it or not, I still grieve over my first experience, but I think now I'm better prepared, and I have the knowledge of what to expect
Yeah.
with that. So just that, and that's where I see myself as my next steps for right now. Like I said, go as far as I can see, and when I get there, go further and see what happens after that. Um, Yeah, so I don't have nothing too exciting. I haven't really fully, like, I'm still trying to get in my head that I got a kidney transplant, and it's been over a month. So
Well,
it's like,
that's still fresh and new, so that's okay. But
yeah.
how can anybody who wants to get in touch with you as far as the becoming, like, you might need to start a wait list for your business now. So how can they get in contact with you? So go on, get that together. Let them know how they can get in contact with you.
You
Start your wait
can,
list.
I know, right? You can email me at Tosh Renee. That's TASHRENEE 1 at gmail.com. Also, social media, Natasha Robinson on Facebook. Um, my Instagram is Beautiful Joint. So that's BeautifulJoint 841 on Instagram. And that's all the social media or contact outlets. Or you can reach me at you can text me at 310-614-4751. And you can contact me on any of those platforms, just for info. Like you said, get on a wait list. I will have
Yeah,
more outlets. I'm still working on it, but I have more outlets to come. And
yeah.
yeah, you can get in contact with me that way.
See, listen, you can't tell me you starting a business and then think I'm not going to start putting things in place because I know what it's like. And when you don't have these things, listen, we gonna start a wait list so we can have these things. They can get in contact with you, and then we gonna go from there. But as always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for sharing your space with me. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to bring your vision to life, not once, but twice with both of your books. I thank you for allowing me to celebrate you and your birthday last weekend and just your beautiful spirit. I love you and thank you for being with me tonight.
Thank you for the opportunity. And I love
Of
you
course.
too. Thank you
Of
so
course.
much for,
Yes,
and also
ma'am.
all praises due to the Most High for connecting me with you in the most way that we didn't think we would get to connected. So
Yes,
I
like
definitely,
I
definitely,
didn't see
definitely
this
do.
coming at all. But God always knows, He knows best, and He knows the right people to connect. And I'm grateful for that.
Definitely,
So,
definitely.
God knows what He doing. I'll just be in the back seat. And like I said, y'all know this. Stay out of God's business. The only thing He needs you to do is to be obedient to what He's called you to do. Y'all will see me again on August the 27th, and my guest will be Latanya Reams, and we're going to be talking about her upcoming anthology, After the Vows, Volume 2. Finding love after divorce, and you don't want to miss that because her husband may be on as well. You never know. But you gotta Lord Jesus, I'm getting tongue tied. You gotta tune in to see if he joins the conversation. All right, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a good night.
She's got a story written deep within her soul. Pages full of battles only heaven knows. Through the pain, through the pressure, through the tears she had to cry, she found strength in the valley and lifted her eyes. South Carolina roots